Mate, just a question today in regards to Google Adwords. So I've currently got a monthly budget of around $600 to $700 on Google Adwords. My question is more based around, is there any benefit of me having, say, a radius targeting these AdWords at, say, 30 k's from where I live, as compared to keeping the same budget but doing a radius of 10 kilometres from where I live? To give you a bit of background, I'm a carpet cleaning business, so we do a lot of driving. Is there any benefit in trying to get a broader group of people, or just work to your local town?
Well, I mean, yes, there is definitely wisdom in going broader because there's more people involved. I guess to me it would be a budget thing. Like if you can get $650 to be profitable within 10 k's, all right. So just for rubber figure's sake, let's say you're spending $650, and within 10 k's you're able to bring in, I don't know, I'll just say $3,000, just picking a random figure. Let's say you brought in $3,000 worth of work for $650 spend. Well, I wouldn't just immediately take my distance to 30 k's because it's working at 10, right? I wouldn't, because all you're doing then is potentially adding in the overhead of driving 3 times as far. Okay, so I wouldn't change that. But here's when it comes to Google AdWords, we need to find the golden vein and then chase it forever. So if you can spend $650 and be profitable on that, meaning that you bring in enough work that you're happy to go, that's a trade, whether that's $3,000, $4,000, $2,500, whatever the number is, then if it were me, I would want to double my spend and double my region to see if I can double my income, right? So I don't want to just spread my budget over a bigger audience. If I can get it to work within 10 kilometers, I would then go, okay, well, if I spent 1,300, twice the amount, and I went to a twice as big geography, do I 2 times the amount of money that comes in? So if I was spending $650 and getting $3,000, could I broaden and spend 1,300 and bring in 6,000? And if the answer to that is yes, I mean, you wouldn't mind spending that extra $650 if it's bringing in the other 3,000. And then if that's the case, I'd be thinking, all right, well, could I spend another $650, right? So now whatever, $1,800, $1,950, and bring in 3 times as much, and then go broad. At some point, it won't work because people too far away will think. At some point, it won't work because people will think, "Oh, you're too far away to want to come to me," and so they'll click and then they'll go somewhere else. But if your question was, should I go over a broader reach? No, not if spending $650 within a small area is profitable. No, but you should spend twice as much to see if you can make twice as much. Because obviously, what we can learn is if you're spending $650 and you're profitable, what we can distill from that is you have got your messaging right, the keywords right. You know, they like you when you call up. So you've ticked all the boxes. You're on the golden vein. Now we've got to chase it. More money out, more money in, and keep going.
Great. So a good starting point would be to start off with a smaller radius, get that worked out, and then go bigger.
Yeah, and you've obviously got to make sure that your starting radius is big enough to be a test, right? So it's got to be a big enough area that you're likely to win in that area. And then once you're profitable in that area, it's like people that say to me, I want to do a national AdWords campaign. I'm like, it's madness. Let's do one in Brisbane or Sydney or Melbourne, or get that to work. Once we've nailed the keywords and the audience and the message and the web copy, and we know that works, then let's scale it out. Okay? And that's the beauty of this digital age. Here's a question you didn't ask, but here's my 2 cents. Like, if you want to run a national AdWords campaign, and I know you don't, but if you're going to run a national AdWords campaign, why don't you split test 4 different ads? Run one ad set in Brisbane, different ads in Sydney, different ones in Melbourne, different ones in Adelaide. Find out which one worked the best, and then use that one all around the country. That's the beauty of the instant feedback of the digital age. So you can do the same. You can go within 10 Ks, get my message correct, and then scale it out from there. Did you know that this show goes onto Facebook, it goes onto YouTube, it goes onto Instagram, it goes onto iTunes, and it goes onto LinkedIn? Do me a favor, would you? Tell more people about the show so that I can spread the message. Love ya. See ya.